Okay, y'all should have sound now.
Check 1 2. Can you guys?
Y'all should have sound. Y'all should have sound.
Yeah.
Because it was muted. It went and got muted.
So we gotta just watch for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we're going now. Woo-hoo! Sorry,
Hey.
I said such heartwarming stuff. Y'all missed it. I was telling you how much I love it. We talked about why.
That's the radio.
I am very sorry.
Close it out and open it back up.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna summarize. We were talking about how you fought another human being that you have a connection with, that you know is gonna be a friend. So we can go, I was saying that this group of people, as soon as I met them, I felt very comfortable. I felt like family right
This thing
away.
really keeps
And it
buffering.
was this guy right here, my blockers, who brought me here in the first place, how I got to meet Shelly and Monica, and how I got to meet everybody then. So I'm very thankful, but I was saying that I don't always meet people and think this is gonna be someone we'll see again, talk again. I'm kind and they might be kind and we might say hi and shake hands or give an elbow, whatever. But that doesn't mean I'll ever see them again, talk to them. But some people, I meet them and it's like instant friendship, instant kinship. And that's such a blessing. And I have found myself praying for that because I was a very lonely child. I had a whole bunch of family, but I was only a girl for years.
Wait a minute, which radio station?
I have friends for a long time. Yogi was my friend, but she was at school. Yogi. She was at school, right? You know, so like at home, I was kind of alone. So, and then when I moved to Muncie, Indiana, I was definitely by myself. So I really appreciate and love friendship. And I asked them, and we'll repeat it. What is it that pulls you in and attracts you to a new friendship? So,
yeah, I think that naturally, and I think this way, I think we kind of overlook this as humans. I think naturally we got receptors and antennas. So I think you kind of just know. It's like a thing inside of the pit of your stomach that you know when you see somebody. That leads back to like Yvette, Shelly, and you. I think the thing about you, Cinda, is that whatever it is that you ever did, whenever I've seen you on screen or whatever, your soul screams through. Like when I saw Mo Better Blues, I didn't fall in love or was turned on because you were a beautiful woman. There was something in there. There was some like guttural, like some kind of guttural realness.
You felt the energy through the screen, and that's why, like, a lot of times that I know if I want to continue on, like, talking to this person, or keeping in touch.
Like you on the radio, you on the TV, same thing.
The energy was so good that I need to just speak to that person again.
Even because I know that we went through a few people. God, we appreciate you, but she fit. You know what I mean? She was family, and not saying that you're not family, because I hope you know some of the other people we had will come back. But as a regular to come on, she was like family, and plus she was available because some folks they weren't really available. They couldn't be 100% there and focus on the job at hand. And to me, your job on the show is key. Because that was my dream for the show, was that I have a professional that knows how to read people and help them on their daily paths. Because we all need that. And that's what the show is all about. It's a self-help program. We have fun, we talk shit, but it comes down to how do you make it during the day? What are some tools that you can have? And see, Jenny, she had that right off the bat. She was right on. She studied, she prepared, and then she was family feeling. So
I love when I study to prepare. I got to tune in and listen.
okay, whatever. The first time you came, you would listen to the podcast. Everybody else don't want to do it.
But you listen.
That's the thing. You listen.
You know the dangerous thing though is that, and what I'm finding out now at 45 years of age, right, is that some of the people that we connected with, that we like we were going through trauma, so we started attracting the people that would support toxic thinking or negative thinking. And then once you start fixing yourself, you realize that it's not a fit. because that happens too. It's like when you're at a certain place, like anybody out there that's depressed or whatever, you might be attracting other people who are either depressed or feed into those negative thoughts. And then when you grow from that, you'll find that it's not a match at all. So right now I have, and I hate to say it, I hope you're not watching, I got some lifelong friends that I'm realizing aren't really what I need right now. They're not feeding me as friends like what it is. And when I did change, it opened up the possibility of more, me and Shelly's bond got tighter. Like even when I saw you, I think you said it at like the skating rink. There's something different going on with me. Like even with our
when I
connection.
met you, something.
Yeah.
You're not the same guy.
No,
I mean, I liked you then too, obviously,
Yeah.
but you definitely feel.
I'm less
involved.
scared. I got more faith. I know
At
they
a
got
certain point in time, you grow up. No matter
Yeah.
how old you are, like you may, like at 40, you just may not have grown into who you truly are.
Right.
So you are who you are now. You find yourself, and now that you found who really Keith is, now you're starting to eliminate.
Yeah.
One.
right. It's like, yo, I don't want to do crack anymore. I know that was cool 25 years. I never did crack. I'm sorry. I apologize for all of the struggling people in the report, but I'm just saying that there are people that talked in certain ways, looked at certain ways about religion, looked at certain ways about love and life. I'm telling you, I was hanging out with friends and they were using the B word a lot. Like, when describing women, they're not like, yo, I don't know why I can't find a good B. I'm like, dude, maybe because you're referring to them as B's, and that's what you're attracting. I realize I can't really hang around you anymore. My respect for women is different. My respect for myself,
Yeah.
is different.
Too, like what you said is so true. Is like, when we get into a place where like we grow, we shift our energy, our vibration. And it's not about better than or less than. It's like we're tuned in different people, and that means if we're tuned in different directions, we'll go in different ways. And so not only can we get a time where we're like going through our own stuff, healing through traumas, not only do we attract maybe toxic people who help to like support the emotions that we're going through, it's that it's familiar. So even when we're already, so this is important that when you're in that process of transition, you still might attract some of those more toxic people. And it's not because they're toxic, it's that that's what has been familiar. And you're relearning what's your new comfort zone, you're relearning what's your new familiar, your new baseline, and that's a transition. So I just want to put that out, like you need to be gentle with yourself during that transition. And the more we lean into it and accept, like I'm open to this new experience, I'm giving myself permission to have a new experience, and we're gonna connect with more of our own people, because like the people that we want in our lives are gonna be those mirrors of light. They're gonna reflect back. They're like, and honestly, sometimes that's scary when we see them. But sometimes they're like, what's wrong with me?
Was everybody looking at Shelly's face during that whole conversation? Shelly was just like,
Yeah, what's that, Shelly? I'm just sitting there, you know.
no, because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't always I'm not a naturally confident person. So when y'all talk about being shy, to tell you the truth, my entertainment and even being silly and being out there is to mask up the fact that I feel scared, I feel lonely, I feel like other people don't actually get me. So for years, for most of my life, for 35, 40 years, the people that I was connecting with were people that would support that type of negative thinking when I wasn't on stage. But when I stepped all the way into it now, they don't want to hang with me. And when they're around me, that energy isn't the right way. I'm like, listen, I can't hang with you too much. That's too much. Check your trauma at the door.
I like that. Relationship is darkness. If darkness is not ready to be in the light, you can't be yourself around certain people. I've had that too, where people just kind of fell out of my life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because I'm stepping forward to just owning who I am and really seeing my reflection, really like owning who I was created to be. And not everybody can be present.
And that circles.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
I love them. Like I love them, and I want more for them, but they have to get there. And that circles back to what we said about stepping into your greatness or bragging or being like that. I think that if you're around the right people, and if you're talking about what you're doing, they will only see it as that we are both great. Because I know you, so you're an example. But when you're around the wrong people, you start to, oh, why you always gotta talk about the fact that you toured with Jay-Z? Why you gotta talk about your
Oh
movie?
my gosh,
Why
this
you gotta-
reminds me of a story. So I went to recently, I went to a little kid's birthday party. I don't get too deep on details, but I went to this kid's birthday party. And this person came, right, that I'd never met before, but I'd heard about for years. And, I thought, pretty nice girl. I was like, whatever, we talked. And then a person came up, William Lee came up, right? And I don't know how he came up, but he came up, and then I was like, yeah, whatever I said about us and whatever. It wasn't a long conversation. And then she was cool, but then she got weird and left. And she went outside and got strange, and she got an attitude about something, and I didn't know what was wrong. I thought it was her dog. They didn't want her dog in the place. So I was like, that's cool. I'm sorry. Everything is difficult right now. Because then later, hours later, I get a call saying she didn't like you because you were bragging about your relationship. And I was like, bragging? All I said was that was my guy, and that was it. That was all.
That was her stuff.
You got a guy.
That was her stuff.
You got one.
And that happens so much. That's their stuff. That's her feeling smaller as you become great, instead of saying, I'm connecting with you and I can be just as great. Like I tell you, for everybody out there, try this exercise. When you see somebody that you know, whether you like them or not, and they do something great on social media, and you see it, smile.
Absolutely.
Just smile as hard as you can. Start conditioning yourself to feel good about what other people are doing, because if you know them, their joy can also be your joy, because success leaves clues.
Yes.
But if you start to feel bad about yourself because they're feeling good about themselves,
Envy is toxic.
yeah.
It really is. It really is. Every time, now I've gone through my trials, but every freaking time somebody gets something, or they get money, or they get a job, or they get an acting gig, or they're seen around TV, I'm like, yes, I know them. I know
Yeah,
them.
right.
Maybe that's me next. Maybe not. I don't care. But their success is my success. And when you think that way, you do get success. But if you're always thinking enviously and you're thinking in a way like, how come I should have, me, blah, 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 then you're bringing that kind of toxic stuff back into yourself. I'm a cheerleader for everybody I know and don't know. I mean, people used to text me, why Hallie get all that? Hallie shouldn't have got that. You would have been better. I'm like, no, Hallie got what was hers. That wasn't mine.
Right.
I would have got it if it was mine. And I'm proud of her and I'm happy for her. Is she richer than I am? Absolutely, financially. Yes. Does she have more than mine? Absolutely. Does she have a bigger audience? Absolutely. Amen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on it. I'm happy for her. She deserves it. She did what she needed to do to get what she needed. And I'm 100% a cheerleader for her.
And the way I see it being a cheerleader, sometimes when those people get to the point, how often do you drop the name of the people you love? How often, when you're in room and you can do something for somebody else, how often do you drop someone else's name? So not hater can be, I'm in the room, I can put this person on, this person on, and if I don't drop a name, then that's still a form of hating. I believe you should drop the name of everybody.
And then some people, like you said, they'll start feeling bad about that. Quick story. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave. I need to let these awesome women speak. And I know I'm a dominant personality. I've been talking to a womanist. Y'all sure? You know what I mean? Y'all sure? No, because I want to let the queen shine. Okay. So I was at, I do a comedy show on Mondays in Philly, right? So I'm outside and I try to, and when I talk, I try to talk really from the heart, like how I feel. I used to guard myself so that I wouldn't feel, so other people wouldn't feel like I'm bragging, but now I just talk. So I'm sitting and I'm talking to young comics that are coming up, and one is like, I don't want to go first, right? He doesn't want to go first as a comic because you got a list of 40 comics. He doesn't want to go first, and I told him, listen, you should always want to go first because you have everybody's attention. Then I started to share a story. I was like, listen, I opened up for Jay-Z. Shelly hooked it up, okay? Shelly gave me a call. There was no other artists on the show. It was just me and Jay-Z for the Kingdom Come tour. So I was basically Hangar Tour for the Kingdom Come album. So basically I told him, listen, I showed up. I didn't know that I was the only act and I had to go first, but everybody that came in there, the intention was on what it was that I was doing. So going first was good. Had I been like a fourth opening act or whatever, people are ready to see Jay-Z. They don't want to see me. So that was my lesson. The guy that I'm trying to tell this lesson to doesn't know that it's my comedy spot that he's at, that I make the list, right? And right after I share that story, he says, oh yeah, well, I opened up for the baby too, with Tulsa, Oklahoma back in whatever. It was like a tit for tat. It was like, damn, you didn't even You didn't even get the lesson because you think that I'm just bragging like it's Jay-Z, but I knew Jay-Z since '96. They ain't owe me $5. Like, you know, that doesn't mean we hang out when we smoke L's or I'm better than you. The lesson of the story is that going first is good, but you're not hearing it. You're hearing a big rapper name, you're seeing me talking, and you want to go tit for tat instead of getting a lesson. And I just left it after that.
That's just not, that wasn't his lesson to receive at the time.
Yeah.
But later he'll hear you. And on that note, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Is it 5 or 3.5? 3-minute break. We're gonna take a 3-minute break. We're gonna come back. We got more to share, and he ain't going nowhere. All right. See you guys in 3. But Facebook, we still with you, and everybody else, we still with you. So let me read some of the stuff y'all saying. So Monica said, yes, thank you, Vernon. Keith Ruffin Jr., that happened. Yolanda said, we call that haters. You can't assist the momentum, don't distract from the moment. Ooh, nice. And if you don't wag your own tail, who's going to wag it for you? At least dogs don't wait for someone to wag it for you. At least dogs don't wait for someone to wag theirs. And hey, comedian, call Yogi. It's a classy and hood. Those comics don't know how to be a bank. And that has better be a great. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves wherever you are. And we're happy to be with you today. Freckles, you got something to say? You're gonna fall asleep over there.
I know, I'm trying to
Wake up. Yes. And you crashed.
took my soul.
You know, I haven't seen him since he wasn't towering over
I
me.
was saying, I didn't know
Yes, no, me? I'm like 5'7".
My height.
Why didn't you
Yeah.
look at oh, you was a kid?
I think so.
You was a kid, but you grew up.
You was a kid. I mean, you're tall. You're a tall man with a lot of hair.
He's still growing into his man body.
And he might be.
That's why you know the.
See, that's reason like Monica and just now, he was in there. I see Monica.
Oh, I'm doing a thing tonight in Atlantic City. I don't know who wants to come. I just called the promoter. I don't know who can come. I don't know if we could get y'all. Where y'all going? What comedy show y'all going to?
It's at Alibi.
Oh, okay.
Chris Kennedy.
Oh, the Chris Kennedy show.
What was the thing you know?
It's me hosting with 2 comics at Bure Cajun Grill.
What time?
8 o'clock. The Chris Kennedy thing ain't starting until 11 o'clock. What time did he say? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably we start. Well, it depends. But I know his doing sometimes. But it is a weekday. But I don't know if we can give out. I don't know if we can give out tickets to people that's watching or whatever. Like they basically, I just called the promoter. I could put 4 to 6 people on the list.
Oh, yeah, you want to give out.
That's up to y'all. I just called him when he was on here. I was like,
Yeah, y'all guys on Facebook or wherever, you can still hear us through these commercials. Keith got an announcement. Tell him that.
Yeah, I guess I got some tickets to give away. I'm hosting tonight at Bure. Is it called Bure? Bure Cajun Grill in Atlantic City, right near resorts. So if you're not doing nothing and you want to come out and gamble, maybe you go by the beach and come see some cool comedy, then come out. You said your grandma wants to go?
My grandma recently said,
Why don't you take her? You want to take her?
oh, you and Eric want to go down to Atlantic City. I was sitting in the back seat.
Okay. Well, why don't you, hey,
You better know.
hey, listen, let me know. Listen, I don't know what kind of contest we can come up with, but yeah. That's me? Oh, cool. Yeah. Right. Give me my baby back, Oh, that's Chili's, my bad. My bad, he about to kick us out.
That's why he gave me that look.
This is some
1 minute, Charles, 1 minute.
And this go. Ken, Juan, Jay.
Oh, I don't know if Eddie realizes that he's coming on. You want him to come in September. I didn't know that.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
That's what we doing?
Yeah, that's why you have to talk.
No,
to
just
him
shake the whole
because I
plate.
don't know anything about him coming in September.
Well, no, I don't want to sit in front of ribs.
Assistant gentleman.
Huh? No, I'm gonna, I'll eat after
We'll
we
talk
finish,
about
but you nibble and do your thing. That's the only thing you have?
All right, we got one.
Oh, you got
We got actually 30 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds until we come back.
That was quick. Anybody?
How long do you think 60 seconds supposed to go, Marty?
Yeah.
So you guys are back.
All right, welcome back to the PBC Radio Show. It is what time is it? 3:04. Okay, good. We still got time to talk. So we were just talking about basically how you attract what you put out there, right? That's about how you attract what you put out there. So we might as well go into because mine is kind of like our show was kind of like also, Big Rube was on the show a few weeks ago, and he said something that stuck out to me so much. He was saying that we were talking about how the generations, the kids are issues because of whatever. And he was saying it's because of the choices you make in your partners. You say you want a sweet gentle man, and then you get a man as a bully because that's for some whatever reason you're attracted to them, right? And so you create more progeny, is that the word? Create more of that, and then things get more and more difficult. So you gotta like start making different decisions when you choose the partner that you're with. So on that note,
I'm still on a Saturday night. I don't know nothing about no partners, no.
right. So on that same note, then when attracting partners, I know what I have learned in my years of dating, marriage, and all of that stuff is I attract what I need to work on oftentimes. I attract, it's not about them being bad or me being bad or good or whatever. Every situation, every experience in life is about growth and learning. And sometimes it's a painful thing. So when you get someone that's, say, like the time I told the story in my book about the guy that I had that was physically abusive to me. I attracted that for whatever reason. I'm not saying I'm bad and all that kind of stuff. I'm not blaming myself or shaming myself. I'm saying I learned from that experience. It gave me, sometimes life is about showing you what you don't want, not only what you do want. So if I never experienced that type of person, I wouldn't know that is not what I want in my life. So what do you guys feel about that?
I think that's funny when you experience like 2 years ago, I attracted the devil. Clearly, you get the devil. Straight from Satan falling himself. But what I learned was the reason why I was attracted to him, because you know how I had the movie table? He was the only man that came up to here and was like, I'm a man. I was like, you are a man. What's your name? Can I be with you? I mean,
Lucifer.
And then somebody was I was like, no. They kept telling me no, but they saw it. DJ Stormy Brothers saw it. He was like, no. Did you say no? And I was like, no, but he's like, no, he saw it. He saw the devil himself. And I was just so attracted because he was like, because I'm a man. And he did it because I'm always the one always trying to do everything. And he just came and it was so forceful. It was like, But he was literally, I swear, he stole my money. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
It's so nice to have he was so right here. Like, you guys see something from me. You know, so it's like if you're a woman, have a male friend out there who looks out and see things, like you don't think the way the men think about things stuff. But like, what's something what you're talking about too is like sometimes we get so focused on what's wrong with the other people. Like what's wrong with the type of men that we're women or whoever we're attracting. But really kind of look at what's the part of me that needs to, what do I need to feel in me? Like there's a part of me that is connected to that desires that. So I need to nurture something inside of myself. And like, I know for the longest, I need to be emotionally unavailable man. And I was like, oh, I'm actually not emotionally available to myself when I got really honest. And I shared here before, like, if I'm constantly dating or attracting the same type of person, I have to look at the fact that I'm a common denominator and all of that stuff. And then what am I going to do about that? And when am I going to take that time to heal and work on myself? And like even circling back, similar to what you said about the woman who's hating on you being in a relationship, sometimes people don't realize, and not even just relationships, in any type of success, people have no idea what you've been through to get there. It's just a lot of work to get to a place where you're enjoying what you do, where you have success, where you have healthy relationships. I know for myself, like I've been very happy and nurturing loving relationship now.
I gotta leave because you're talking about Joe. The sun started shining brighter. I gotta get out of here.
The work that I had to do for myself to get to this place to not only attract him, but to receive the love that he's going to get.
Key words, worked on yourself to get that. Because you can't work on somebody else to get that. You can't make them right, fix them, make them what you want. You gotta work on you and what's you're healthy. Girl, always room, we're never fixed. Once you're healthier, then that's what you attract.
We're not broken though, so we don't need to be fixed.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
If we're open to that though. Like,
My-
let's be real with that.
My problem all the time, and I need to know, like, and I don't see nothing wrong with me, but
You ain't
and my thing is in past relationships and even some friendships. Like I'm a nurturer, and I was born to be a nurturer. I enjoy nurturing, and there's a lot of times my mom used to get on me and say, "You stop, let people use you, do this, do that," and I'm like, "Well, that's their problem. Like if they're using me, then it's their fault because it's gonna be one time they're gonna need me again. If I see the fact that they use me, they're gonna need me again, and I'm not gonna be there, and they're not gonna get the person that they can always count on." And I've been through this with past relationships and even past friendships. I'm always there, I'm supporting, I'm running around like crazy, and I still run around like crazy. You know, because I get a joy out of seeing someone get over the hump if I can help them. You know, and I don't ask for anything in return. But sometimes, like even in the industry, and I don't want to put this person name out there, but if she's watching, anyway, I supported this woman all the time, and a lot of people wonder why I don't mess with her. That's the best way to say off stage. But a lot of people wonder why I don't mess with this person. But I was always there. I supported her, been to all her events, all his birthday parties, whatever. I was there. Call me, I'm there. And then the minute that me and my partner, Ken, we had started our radio station and everything. And I sent out invites to a girl, never supported. And then I started to find out that this person was telling people, don't even come to my radio station. That radio station ain't nothing. It ain't real. Don't do this. And I'm like, what? Like that took me, and I had to confront this person. They said, oh, I never do that. And then, you know, I hear it so much, and people in the industry knows me. You're just coming up in the industry. People in the industry already know me. So when I get multiple people coming to me and saying, why so-and-so say don't come to your station? Why this and why that? And I'm like, and now that I don't mess with this person, people look at me as being the arrogant one or something, but they don't know my history with this person. And I don't feel I owe anybody an explanation. So anybody that know me know, I don't cut you off just to cut people off. I'm not even that type of person to cut people off. I give people multiple chances. But is it something that's wrong with me that I'm constantly helping people when I need help myself? And the same people that I'm helping don't jump to help me.
Yeah.
But
You asked.
I've been.
For help with
Yeah.
don't let us ask, and sometimes that's where it is.
And I would say
the problem is when you like I've been that person. I'm also very similar to you. Maybe that's why we click. I am a nurturer, but the problem is when people are used to you giving and never asking, and not the balance isn't there. They don't even know how to help.
Yeah.
That's not their role in your life. That's never been their role. So if once you need help, you got to go to somebody that have that relationship with you. And I have found that the hard way. I expected when I went through a really rough time for those people that I had been there for my life to be there for me. And they didn't know how to be there for me because that was not our relationship. That wasn't the function. Family dynamics.
you got the comedian, you got the mixer, you got the nurturer, you got all these people. And so when stuff goes awry and the nurturer needs to be helped, nobody knows how to do it because they never had to do it before.
But you train people in that relationship. You train people to know that you always come to me, I'm always gonna be there, I got you, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? Because if you feel good, because I feel you, like I feel good helping people, so like, I'm gonna show up in that way, I feel good about it.
How you doing? But it's not always financially or anything, or pick me up on your back. You could just even, if it like, I had, like, fingers, my book is out. You as a friend should just share it, like, I just
Yeah.
had to call you, share my book, share it on your page. And when, you know, I watch and I observe things like that too. I watch, yeah, I know I can share your stuff without you even asking, and I don't even look for it. If I see it in my feed, oh, that's my people. I'm gonna put it on New Line Entertainment page. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna do like X, Y, Z. And I just feel like to me, I just know where your heart is. It's just certain things I know where your heart is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the key, right? That's the key. Like, for instance, there was this woman, see, there's this thing that I read often, it comes up. If you see fit to be used, take responsibility for it, right? If you see fit to be used. So there are people that have been in my life that use me for certain things. And if I know that's what's going on, then I gotta take responsibility for my part in the relationship. Because that's just what the relationship is. And I gotta be okay. Like I had this woman I had this woman that definitely was only dealing with me because of the possibility of me. That was it. And just like what happened to you talking about you, I found out this person was saying some horrible, bad stuff about me. Business, none of her business stuff that she was saying about me. But for me, I did receive from her. Even though she was using me, I was meeting people through her because she was a very wonderful person. There were ways that she was feeding me. So since I knew who she really was, and I knew what I could receive from her, and it's a karmic balance, then I'm cool with her being that person. I just know I can't talk to her about nothing. I just know I cannot share certain truths with her, and I cannot expect her to be there for me. So I'm taking responsibility for what I do receive from her, and then I just have a boundary. You know what I'm saying? But then there are people that you super close to that treat you like that, and it is better. I think to just say thank you very much for the past. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if you're in a relationship with anybody, it's because you want to be. You know, if you're in a bad marriage, you're getting fed somehow, or you would leave. Maybe it's emotionally, maybe it's spiritual growth, maybe it's, lessons learned. You're not there for nothing. There's nothing random. There's a reason why you're there until you're ready to not be there. And just instead of being a victim, say, okay, this is a bad relationship, but what am I receiving out of it until I'm ready to leave this situation? And that's why people say, how are you not bitter with all the crap that's happening to you? How are you not mean? It's because I take responsibility for my part in every situation that has happened. So I am empowered. So ain't nobody done nothing to me. The shit happened, I learned from it. I let them go, or I did it. Whatever I chose. So they're not in charge of my energy. They're not in charge of my growth and my personality.
Yeah.
They are just a part of my growth, no matter who they are, no matter how ugly, no matter how beautiful. I'm getting something from them, and I'm cool with
Because
that.
you're still here, you can make it better. I know I learned something from that. I was feeling down on myself financially at that point. But once that relationship was over, I swear everything just opened up. I got the biggest client. Everything opened up because all I instantly thought, I'm better than this. How in the world? Because he supported me in the state when I wasn't feeling 100% about myself, my finances, more than anything. But I actually had to take a job on service subpoenas. And I was like, why am I doing
I
this?
remember that. I remember we talked about it. Was this change jar? Was this a change jar?
You're changed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Shelly's serious about her change jar, right? This one, no, I was a lot of.
When you
Yeah.
talk about something you had in your childhood,
Yeah.
if you save money in a container like this,
He done stole the water jugs. He done stole the.
but it wasn't even that, but it was the fact that I was feeling bad about myself. I'm like, why am I sitting here serving? Not that it's bad, but I was like, I know there's more to this. And literally after that relationship, everything turned around. I got this call, and not just one Fridays, but it was all the Fridays from here to Baltimore to Charlotte. It was like, God, we just opened up the doors, and it was like all of a sudden. But it happened from the fact that I had to realize that relationship really helped me. I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at you. See me? Don't try to get me in nothing. I'm cool. We cool, right? Because I learned some stuff. Thank you for that learning lesson. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the lesson you taught me because I'm better than that.
I just wanted to say that, like with that, well, 2 shout outs I gotta give. One, Patty Candell,
Yeah.
who's out there watching. And also DJ Larry Legend has, you know what I mean, has stepped up in the building. And that's my homie from back. But I just want to say this, as a person who's also given a lot and poured a lot into people, and then you look back and you look at what people poured towards you. I think I got to a point where it's like the safety mask rule, right? If the plane is crashing and you're the type of person that wants to help everybody, you do not put the safety mask on them first.
Right.
You put it on yourself so that you can take care of them. So while you helping others, make sure that you're also getting, like what she said, fed what you need to get fed, because the best relationships, and it took me a while to understand this, and this is why me and Shelly are cool, they feed each other. We use each other in a loving way, in a positive way, and we're transparent about it, about what it is that we need. See, what happens is, if you're a great person, like Patty's the same way, if you're gonna do everything for somebody, they're gonna take it. Everybody not gonna give back to you, but what you need to do is step back and see what they're really doing so that you don't overextend yourself. And then that's going to make you feel mad and depressed afterwards, because what you are is a gift to people. All right. So make sure that you take care of yourself while you're being a gift to people. And I think that eventually you'll find people that will pour it right back into you. And it feels weird. When people started helping me, I was like, oh, what is this? What is this?
I'm not gonna say nobody else can help me.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't think that's gonna change about me because
Yeah, it
I
should.
enjoy.
No, it shouldn't. You're a gift to
I don't
people.
look things back, but I don't look for people to tear me down. That I
Yeah.
helped.
And people
And I
will.
think that's the things that bother me the most. But what helps me is I wash my hands with them. But
Mhm.
the thing that gets to me is that people come to me still when I wash my hands and I move forward, but people come to me as if I was the problem. That's where the reminder.
Well, you have
Because-
to remember
and
that
I feel
people
like I
are.
don't owe nobody an explanation, but if you know me, you know my character, you know
Yeah.
I'm not that person. that
Well, people are
you
not.
want to be.
People are not
So,
right. People
I
are not
just
right in
say,
the
let
head.
them learn. Y'all sit back and I wonder like, damn, am I afraid because I'm allow this person to figure this out on their own with this person that, I could have saved, but I'll mind my business. And I'll be like, my experience may not be his or her experience. Let them find out for themselves who
And-
they dealing with.
And just to put this
Not
out
drop
there,
it.
you might want to kind of look at, because I have to look at this too. Why do you feel the urgent need to help everyone?
Mm.
Like sometimes there's something behind that, like something that's visceral. No, I mean I think let me elaborate. We're called to help people, but sometimes we help people a lot because of the help that we did not have. That may come from a certain place, and when you start to deal with that, you start to attract people that can also feed what you're giving. If you feel like you're giving more than you're receiving, you have to start thinking, why am I giving so much to these snakes? Like why? It's good. Snakes need love too. Yeah.
I just go for the calling.
Okay.
Like how available,
But-
I go for the calling. So I think,
But it's
maybe
like the
if you
homeless.
just sit back and think.
Say
that,
like it's the homeless. You can't give every homeless person some money,
Yes.
or you won't have any money. So you
Yeah.
follow your heart and you
Yeah.
give to who you think
who
needs
the
it at the
most.
time, whatever your spirit leads you to. And I absolutely do not think you have been able to help every single person you've ever met. You can't do it. We can't do that.
People like that, they will do that. People like that right there, they will do that. They will try to help every single person they meet because, and what I find is that sometimes it's something that happened when you was 3 or 4 years old, to where you made up your mind that you was just going to try to help everybody, and what you didn't realize is that there are snakes out there. There are people that will take that help and then use it against you, which will stop you from helping the people that need that.
But one day
Sometimes.
And say that you
You know, and why, or like, just like, it's not like don't be a nurturing person, because then you won't be true to yourself, but you
Yeah.
gotta really think about who are the people in my life, and who do I intentionally choose to be there for, and then also like in what way do I want to be there for them? Because sometimes there may be limitations of how much I'm gonna be there for certain people, because I know that they'll take advantage if I can do short.
Yeah.
So I think we have to just like instead of kind of taking ownership of like how much am I giving of myself? Who am I giving myself to? Am I giving myself to people in times where I really need to be pouring into myself or nurturing myself? And it's okay to make those like clear, intentional choices. And honestly, like I sat down and looked at the different people in my life. I've looked at in what ways I'm connected to them, in what ways are these people able to pour back to me in certain areas, and then I'm intentional about what I share with certain people, how I show up, how much I support people. Because even back to like toxic relationships, I don't feel a lot of toxic relationships because I'm a fixed brother, and I help him get his stuff together. You know what I mean? But then I had to figure out, hey, that was my ego. It made me feel good. It made me feel like I had my stuff together at a time when I did not have my stuff together. But it made me feel better that I was able to help this person who was not as together, who was like less together than I was. I had to start looking at that.
So it was your case study?
It was a case study. Did you write it up in the synopsis again? It was just like,
But I think it's important, at least from my opinion. It's important to realize that you are not a fixer. God is a fixer, and sometimes God uses you to fix. You don't ever fix. God uses you to feed into people and help those people. So it's very important to just listen to that Holy Spirit that's within you, telling you which direction to go. And you won't even see the snakes. If you're listening and being led by that spirit that's within you, God is leading you to. He's going to nurture through you, not you. I'm not going to go out on the street and say, okay, bang, it's your turn. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be led to that situation and to that because it happens all the time. It's like one time I tell this story. One time somebody called me to do an interview, and we're just talking on the phone, and I'm just being myself. And I start talking about my mother and the difficulties of what I'm dealing with her life, and blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, this person just starts falling, crying, sobbing. I'm on the phone. I can't see him. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? Where did the professionalism go? What is going on? After they got it together, they said, I just want you to say you saved my life. Because this conversation, after I finished with this interview and turned it in, I was going to kill myself because my mother passed away and I don't know how to live without her. And you are teaching me how to do that in this conversation. So through this gift that God gave me to nurture a person that needed me at that moment to shift the way she was viewing her life, she found herself again. So that's how it happens. It's a natural thing. God brings to you the people that He wants to help you. And I think that once you start trying to take it upon yourself to help everybody, you're not led to who you're supposed to help. That's when you kind of become God. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about that's when you're trying to be God. When you're like, I'm going to help. And I have done that recently, and I have got my ass kicked for it, right? Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out what's best for me.
Exactly.
So I don't know what's best for me. And also with one of the things that was saying too about people who owe you, question you, I want to check those people and see how much they really.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, the question you, like they might be some people that they're a little bit more distant.
Right. And
Because you're
and
shitting back. You're doing it for a
that
while.
person is around us, bound to be around us forever. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like I can't be in that space, with that person. But but I just want to say, like, what I'm talking about is not exhausting to me. Right. Helping and everything, and I don't feel no kind of way. Even some of the people that I have helped and don't, I'm just observant to what, how quickly they'll respond to me as I did to them.
Yeah.
And and I observed that. And with Ken and I, one time we sat and we talked about these things because he had as well.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but we said, what, it was like crazy because we just said like this. It's like, what, this is God. God is showing you up front, wean out. But when you get to where you want to go, you know who you can still continue to take with you. Because I even remember one time I even hit Shirley
up. And I don't even know if it was just out of the blue, but I said, Shirley, when I do what I said I'm going to do, because I'm going to, doing the book and making it a movie, I said, I got you, Shirley, you with me. You know what I'm saying? Because Shirley always asks a lot of times when I'm doing something, if I need help or what you want to do, or anything like that. And me and Shirley don't talk every day on the phone, but she know I'll be there for her. And if I need her, she'll be there for me too. And I like that. I love to feed off of that type of energy with those type of people. So now that I'm starting to see it, and I'm starting to see some of the people that I should be feeding off to the same way, they're being eliminated, And to me, it's just like I just have to thank for the God is rebuilding these people.
But he always says, actually, it does take people like, crack.
Yeah, I think you just got to keep your eyes open.
Crack your whole time.
Yeah, sometimes I think like, especially, I know when I was younger, our eyes aren't always open because of what we wanted to be. I know that. Like, to tell you the truth, I love my mom to death, right? So I was finding to life, and I was finding women that weren't what my father was, so that I could try to be, since my father wasn't around, I wanted to like almost save or be there for these women. And some of them were like toxic. They weren't exactly like they weren't exactly like my mom. They weren't exactly like my mom, but I was there and I stayed longer because I didn't want my eyes to be open, even though there were obvious signs, super obvious, and people that I've helped, friends that I've helped, just kind of out of my own security. And I think it happens to good people. So I don't think anything is wrong with you. I would just say step back and just watch what they do. And watch what they do, because the support that you give, they should get too.
And the thing about it is every once in a while, their path and their lesson is about the pain they're going to go through. You can't help them because they can't grow if you do. But sometimes I have learned personally that if I'm trying to force my will on helping somebody, but they're not ready to grow, they're going to mistreat me because that's not where they are on their path and in their life. So when somebody is obviously not interested in my help, then I got to love them enough and myself enough to say, okay, I understand, and I'm going to let you live your life. Don't come calling. Okay, let's be real. I will love you and support you, but about this situation, I'm gonna let you go through that. Figure it out. If you need my help or want my help, come, call me, whatever. But I'm going to leave you alone because this is your path. This is what you need to grow to evolve. I don't know what you need to evolve. I got my opinions and my judgments about what you need to grow to evolve, but I don't know nothing about you. So I'm gonna let you be. And if you call me for some groceries and I got the money, I will give them to you. But if you call me about, Joe Schmo, beat your ass again, but you told me that you don't want my business. I'm not in your business. I'm gonna let you do you. I'm gonna let you live your life.
Yeah, because that's that trickle down trauma. Like, it's always going to be, I think that our jobs as an adult is to fix what happened to us when we were kids. That's our job to, like you said, to constantly evolve.
Yeah. I've been talking about a lot of inner child work. I'm reparenting little Jen. I'm letting her know how sweet she is, how much permission she has to be free and playful. And it's a journey, it's a process. But because I want adult me to show up truly as the woman I am today. And for me to really do that, I need to really look outside. I need to work on that. So I'm doing that.
That's what COVID did for me. That whole quarantine, I got to know myself so much better. What I like, what I don't like. I say no when I don't want to do. And I just sometimes I used to say yes to everything. Yes, I'll go. Yes, I'll do that. Yes. So now I'm like,
just overextending yourself.
Now I'm like, no, I don't, because it was not something I really want to do. I don't have time.
You know what? I actually kind of realize now. I believe that the pandemic and COVID-19 is of God, because everybody needed to slow down. Yeah, everybody needs to slow down, go inside the house, and get to know themselves.
God is, everything is of God. Every painful experience, every rough patch is taken to us to a reset and a redo. He didn't create the pandemic, no, but he can use it all. What's that scripture? All right, ready? Say it.
Thou shalt use the COVID-19 to shoot.
Yes.
Thou shalt. I like that. I like that.
Thou shalt mask it up.
Thou shalt.
Oh,
man.
Thou shalt. Thou shalt be more plain language. You can just think about whenever a challenge happens in your life, that's happening for not to you. So
Yes,
if I say,
yes.
if I'm like, okay, this is happening for me. Why is this happening for me? And I can be honest with whatever it is I do, that experience, whatever.
And I promise, the sooner you ask that question, the sooner you're not hurting so much. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you say, okay, I'm not gonna, why me? I'm gonna say how I'm growing for this. As soon as you make that decision, and for me, it's been practice because it's become habitual. Whenever some crap happens that I wanna have a meltdown about, I go, okay, it happened. What am I learning? What am I getting from this? How is it helping me grow? What do I know for next time? Every single time. And it's, I mean, I'm 55, so I've had years to learn how to do this, right? I've had years to learn how to do this. But I'm telling you, if you can every time, we call it in the therapeutic realm, change your state, change your state. Instead of being the victim, being the learner, the grower, the evolver, then life is just so much easier.
Yep.
I used to be depressed in the bed for 9 months. Now I'm depressed in the bed for 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because I just let it go, learn from it. I don't deny it. All the difficulties. I don't say it didn't happen. I don't pretend like I'm not mad or hurt or I cry. I'll get that stuff out and then I say, okay, what am I getting from this? And I'll move the heck on.
Feel your feels, change your thoughts, be the mind.
No.
So you have to just
Understand.
feel like I said, feel your feels because as human beings, part of being human is that we feel stuff. You know, you need to respond to stuff that's part of being human. So feel your feels, change your thoughts, think about what was possible for you. Is this happening for me? Why is this happening for me? What can I gain from this experience? And then move a muscle, take action. That's the biggest thing that will get you out of any situation. Really taking action. To be honest though, like being still, sometimes that's the action. Sometimes just that quiet is action. Right. No action is the right action. But sometimes you have to go back to think about the person. Like, you think we got to fix it all. Figure this thing out. Maybe you don't need to fix it. I love that there's a saying of good morning, this is God. I'll be taking care of all your problems today, and I will not have a wonderful day. You know? So
And I think it's really good to follow your spirit, what it's telling you. Like one time I had a really good friend who called me. It was like, I'm really messed up right now. I'm really messed up. So he laid in the bed for a couple of days. I didn't say get up. I was like, lay there, feel this, get the soap, so you can get back to work on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's the very thing you need to do. You need to just feel it and then, let it go. Because it's those people that ignore it, bury it, hide it, and pretend like it didn't happen, that keep on living with that stuff and everything keeps triggering them. Everything triggers them because they never percolated in it, stewed in it, and then evolved from it. So sometimes it's about sitting your tail down and sleeping for a minute. And sometimes it's about, okay, that happened, I'm good, now I'm gonna do this. But acknowledging the things that happen to you is key to me.
Yeah, I think that's the problem that's going on with a lot of artists today, is being able to make a confident resolution, and they don't know how to do that. And so it's just like they just act out on so many people, and you don't even know what they're going through that day. What's that movie that we were watching? Where somebody was having a bad day, your man on it, and Unhinged. Just like
Unhinged, yeah, Unhinged.
Like you just don't know what that person did not know what that man was going through. And then he just flipped out.
Yeah.
And then the person be like, they pissed you off, or just, thought that they were just gonna get that shit off that, I'm sorry, that's fun. But get that stuff off that moment and think they're gonna walk away with it. But then in the beginning, you just snap and you go crazy. Then all of a sudden, you're like, well, what?
But you know what? That's the reason why I think that there needs to be more mental health, definitely in the urban and for people of color, because we're trained to just bury it down and get through it and just keep working. And especially Black men and especially young people. And a lot of times they snap and then crazy things happen. The next thing you know, somebody cheating on somebody's house or somebody ends up dead because there's no real outlet. There's no way to talk about your trauma, or like you said, letting yourself go through these processes of either grief or whatever. Like I talk to young kids, and you'd be surprised at the amount of young Black kids who know someone who has been murdered or shot before they are 11 years old, before they personally know somebody. And some of them have seen it. And they never get, there's no counseling sessions.
And then if you say something, if you get counseling or if you talk to somebody about it, then you perceive to be this soft person now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like you can't express feelings without somebody like evaluating you for that moment and evaluating you to be this soft person because you didn't know how to handle
Can
it.
we also really
Everybody don't know how to handle it.
Like honestly, a big reason why I started working I do this, like I just said, as human beings, I'm about to shoot, I'm gonna pass it on. So
Oh, go ahead, B.
as human beings, we have emotional responses and stuff. If we keep denying that we have feelings, we're denying our own humanity. And we are supporting the denial of our humanity. Every time we tell a young person that you shouldn't feel that way, or this is how you should feel. Stop crying. You shouldn't be sad about it. You shouldn't feel angry. You need to get it together. You need to shut that down. You need to manage this, manage that. How about we allow people the space to feel because we're human beings? How about we embrace our humanity from that perspective? Because that is really killing us. But at the end of the day, when we talk about gun violence that's happening in Philly, you know the number one cause of violence in Philly and murder and homicide is arguments. You know what the problem is with arguments is that people don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to communicate because we don't know what we feel. If we don't know what we feel, then we don't know what we feel. If I don't know what I need, I can't ask for anybody to help me. And that is why people are dying. You know, so we need to stop supporting this narrative that we're not supposed to feel things. And that there's something wrong with anybody who does feel stuff. And I get it, a lot of times I see adults are very bullshit. This person cannot create space for children to feel their feelings. But maybe we could be open to learn from those children. Because Pete mentioned it earlier, children are free, children are just being who they are, they like what they like, they don't like what they don't like, they want to be cool who they want. You know, we can actually learn a lot from children and we as adults allow ourselves to be open to that. And maybe we can actually learn how to live with our own feelings if we were allowing ourselves to learn from children. I'll get off my soapbox.
And on that note, we have 5 minutes left before we have music. No, we're not gonna do the music. Hey man, we got 20 more minutes.
And we need to do this again.
We
need Yvette Money, Shelly Shell, and Cinder Williams back in Philly, like at a venue, whether it's Fridays, whatever, with y'all coming out. Because this is a sexy, sophisticated, intelligent, and needed thing. And I'm sorry.
Jenny Brand.
And Jenny Brand. No, who would have thought that we would have bounced from connections to sex, but into mental health and all of that. I love this. We need this more.
We're gonna skip the music, so that gives us another 14 minutes to talk. So, what y'all want to talk about?
Can I?
What? Yes.
Yes,
sir.
Can I?
Speak up.
I'm been listening to everything y'all saying. I'm processing, right? And it's the ironic part is I just seen a text as y'all was talking about this topic. Now I haven't spoken to this person in months, not even months, maybe longer than months. I have a problem with people that only call you when they need something. They don't call you to see if you are all right. They don't call you to see, and they know that your mama died or that you went through this. They don't call you for that. Now, I don't know where Legend is.
He's over there.
That's the man who called me when my mom died. Are you okay, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to let you know I'm there for you because I love, you know what I mean? And this particular person I'm thinking of, not only do they only call you when they need something, they call you giving directions. Well, I need you to do this, do that. Oh, family, I don't work for you. I did you a favor a couple of times, but I do not work for you. I'm not on your payroll. Don't be calling me, and only when you need something. I don't get no, hey, Disco, how you doing? Hey, Eddie, how you doing? Are you all right? I just called to check on you. No, it's always when they need something.
But isn't it just allowing yourself to know who those people are as opposed to really getting so entangled in your feelings? Like,
It's just because it just happened right in the middle of y'all.
But now you get to see that person.
How do you know them? Have you known them forever? Have you known them for a long time?
But we was never.
Be like, you know what? It's interesting how you always reach out to me when you need something, but when I just went through a traumatic loss in my life, I heard nothing from you. So, and nothing I'm saying is speaking for what they said, but like, you also have a right to share how you feel about that. And to me, like, you're not showing up for me. But at a time when I can use you as a friend and just pick up the phone and ask, okay, why there? Like, that's a way to check somebody by letting you know, like, this is how I feel, this is what I need, if it didn't happen, and like, I was appreciate it. Like, it's okay to like name our boundaries. I think that's another thing too. Like sometimes we curate our boundaries, and with some people, we need to tell them what these boundaries are. Some people we just change our behavior, but like, I mean, I would let that person know that, like, hey, like,
Yeah, and then if you help them or not, that's up to you. That's up to you to help them or not. You know what I mean?
I don't think you going to the thing. I mean, it's up to you to help them or not. It's up to you to be bad or not.
No, I've already helped them numerous times.
No, evaluate your connections just in life.
But
Because I
now,
think the more you have that will support you. If I like to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even like you could check them, but I think you need to sit in the lesson that is that. Like I have people that have told me, I have friends. I talked to a friend the other day and I was like, well, yeah, I was Frederick Douglass on CNN. It's like, oh, for real? Well, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you? I was like, I posted online, but when I post something dramatic or negative or sensational, I see you like it or you comment on it.
Right.
Me as Frederick Douglass, I can't really promote. Millions of people watch. No, it's not that. It's just about what people are paying attention to. So it's not up to me to school him on that. It's me to say, you know what? He's not paying attention to that type of stuff. So I got to sit in that lesson. That's not him. And I can't be depressed or mad about it. I can't internalize it because that's going to make my day worse.
but you know what's crazy
That's
with
gonna make
social
me
media?
worse.
You can turn around and put something, a lie or a negative thing out about somebody. They'll automatically, oh man, that's method.
Yeah.
But if you put something, yo, I just want to make, or I just did this, I gotta check. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I gotta check that
No,
out.
or the thing was he was saying, but if I post something, because I post funny things a lot of times.
Yeah.
And if I post something funny, I'll get 300 and something likes
Mhm.
and all these
Right.
comments, cracking up and all this stuff and their opinion on it. But, when I post my book, it's like,
Yeah.
or it's maybe 100.
That's the
It may be
best.
100.
You can post your picture with a single picture of yourself, and it'll be you get a million ones, and then you go post a flyer and you want, but that is the power.
Yeah, but the people that are in your circle, like in your friends, okay, we know that there's people that you're friends with that's not really friends. But this was somebody that's like in my circle that did not know that I am Frederick Douglass on CNN. That's not like, you know what I mean? That's not like, yo, I just did a show or something like that. That's millions of people watching.
And let me
it.
tell you something. I watched
And
that
he
whole
did so.
series. He did a very good job. Remember we covered that series in T-Breeze?
Well,
That was a very.
Yeah, right. I read it on a movie.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had
Shelly
to watch it
Berry.
on CNN. Thank you very
Shelly was
much.
there, Patty was there, shout out. But here's the thing with that. Here's the thing with that. I can't be mad at him that he didn't see me as Frederick Douglass, but I have to understand the people that are really there in my life that are going to call me when my mom passes away. And the QDZ said this today. He said, people don't want to know, they just want to know about it. They don't really want to know. They don't want to care. They just want to know about what
Well, they
you're
just
doing.
want to like, they don't.
Yeah,
wanna
they just want to
press
like. They don't
the link.
really. They don't want to get into it
No, they
and all
don't
that.
care about listening.
Yeah.
They just want to press the link so you the like.
But if
so
you're
you
not,
can see
but if
that.
you're not listening, then what's the point of? If
Exactly.
you're not listening, what's
That's
the
why
point?
we all have to take a look at how we deal with social media and deal with point two. We are humans. This is point two, because this is where everybody is now. This is how kids get sex. This is how people find dates. This is how people find money. This is how people. Larry Legend has something he wanted to say. Yes. Mhm. It's just easy to be it's so easy to be disconnected and fake connection and feel like you did something when you're hurt. And I'm your friend. And I have something I can give to you that would either soothe that or to let you know. Shouts out to the homie Dice Raw. Like his mom passed away. And I had to like really realize, like, I hit him up a couple of times. Yeah, he take me up on it, like, yo, let's go get a beer, let's go get a drink.
My thing
Let's
is,
just go chill and talk. People don't do that.
my thing is, the podcast, for instance, is hard for me because I put a lot of effort into that. And I got a lot of people pressing like and not watching it or listening to it. But I had to come to this conclusion. Am I doing it for the quantity or am I doing it for the quality? Is the 10, 15, 20, 30
Both.
people that's listening to it, that's who I'm doing it for,
But
because
shouldn't it be
that's
both?
that's who's listening. Whoever's listening is who's supposed to hear it. And I got those, now if nobody was listening, then I would have to rethink the whole thing. Then I'm like, I need to fix this. I need to do something better. I need to do something
But
different because it's not connecting with people. But I can't get mad. But like, for instance, I got a bunch of friends that are in the business. I can't watch everything they do. I can't support everything they do because there's too many people that I'm connected to that way. And you know, I'm led to some certain things and something pop up perfect time for my notifications and I can support it and I can do it. But if I was watching everybody I know stuff, I couldn't do nothing. I would have no life. I couldn't take a piss. This is my language. I couldn't do anything.
Piss is a bad word.
No, but some people might be.
I say this.
We don't say this.
If this is
Oh, yeah.
I urinate.
if you have something specific you want, just like the people of the God, right? People of the God, when you have something specific, this is what I want. Pick up the phone, text me. If you have something specific, it is so much
Yeah.
going on. Social media is so big. You see so many like if it's something specific you want, ask the person.
Yes.
Listen, I might have just said, oh, I might have missed your Frederick Douglass quote. But
Yeah.
if it's something specific you want for us, please don't be afraid to ask.
But if we-
I think it's
But if you haven't communicated with that,
If they don't, then
If they don't,
But what if-
like my family, I don't post, I don't send everything to my family because they got busy lives. But if it's something that I really want them to watch, I say that. Look, guys, I know you got a lot going on. If you can't do it live, please do it later. I need you to support this one. Support this one, please, for me. Like my brother's coming on, I want you to support him. My sister, somebody, you know, please support it because I can't. I know from my own life that I can't watch everything and read everything or do everything.
Yeah.
You know, I just can't.
But it is important to know. It is important to know, and this is the reason why I don't get upset anymore, because I used to get very mad when people didn't share my
are
stuff.
we not?
You got to remember that that the audience is smaller, but it's deeper, right? So, like you said, you're not going to hit everyone. But if you got him,
Right.
if you have her, these are people that will jump in front of a bus
Right.
for you or support what it is that you're doing all the time. That's what you kind of want, that deep connection. Because there's so much, everybody got a podcast. Everybody got a radio show. Everybody famous now.
Right.
Everybody's a model or whatever. So what you have to find is, instead of finding that, I'm just saying, remember, 100 people, you need to find those 20 people that will buy your t-shirts, buy your books, show up each and every time. That's why I said, when I put up that I was Frederick Douglass, there's some people that was like, oh my God, you Frederick Douglass. And I go out and I see them, like I ran into Tiffany Bacon. Shouts out to Tiffany. And Tiffany was like, oh, I saw, you was on because she's into the history and she saw the post. Now, somebody that me and you both know, okay, you wrote about it in your magazine thing and they liked that. I think they even liked the Frederick Douglass post, but didn't engage with it. I don't really need them. That's not where my success or my shine is going to go. What it is within those 22,000 people that love me enough to really pay attention to what's going on.
But can I get? But can I?
Instagram will try to ask for support on those things like the begging, or sometimes the asking for them that's here.
Yeah, I think you just got to put it out there.
But can I give you a different perspective?
Like, when it comes to social media, you're better off having like 25 engaged, raving followers than having thousands and thousands of followers. You want people who are engaged, and even if that audience is smaller, like those are going to be the right people, because those people who are really engaged, they're also going to tell other people. And also, too, they're going to tell the people who may not be as engaged, but they pay attention as certified workers.
But what
Look,
happens?
I got my real quick. I got my money back from doing the COVID period, and it was streamed a lot, and it was out there. I distributed it globally and everything. $7 is what I made after a year of pushing the COVID. $7, but you know what I did? I sold the album to people via Cash App that were just fans of mine, and I made maybe about 10K. You know what I mean? From that, but from the global thing, it was only like some. So it was like that engagement with people that are right there. Because what's the most?
But what happens? But what happens?
Okay, let's talk.
But what happens, Chief, if you, like you said, they're not really engaging, so you think, and they check it out. Now, they don't say anything on your Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're spreading the word. They
Yeah.
might not be an immediate supporter,
Yeah,
but they're
no,
telling
that's
some
cool. To me,
friends,
that's all.
and they're
To
telling
me,
some
that's
friends.
all support. To me, I think that if you are of God, if you are of joy, if you're about shining light on people, when you put it out there, that light is going to hit who it's supposed to. I think that the biggest problem that we have is that the world is trying to convince everybody that they are a brand. I get that that might be marketing, but I tell people I'm not a brand. I am a man. I control brands. If you get into me, you get into me because of how I make you feel. Because you will forget people's names, but you never forget how they make you feel. Like I hope people watching this right now feel good, but they've learned things.
Right.
And that's why they'll come back. Not just because I'm to marketing brand, but because I make them feel good.
But this, so you're right, there's plenty of nurses who are supporting, and especially if you're like, these people, they like almost everybody. But, my other point I was making, the other thing I said that's coming up is really about, when people show this, they are believe them. Yeah, and I know we've heard that before, but I just want to like name that specifically, because I think that's the other thing that keeps, what we're keep kind of going back to, is like, people are showing the way that they show up in relationship with us. And sometimes I don't know, I got to so much work with some child and stuff, working with stuff around my relationship with my father. It's sometimes it's hard to accept the reality of how people show up. Because it's hurtful, it's sad, it's painful, and sometimes their persons will take some of it personal, even though it's not about us. Even if it's let you know it's not about us, it's hard to accept that these people are showing up in this way, or they look at me a certain type of way. And that's not a reflection of who we are. So I think, sometimes we just gotta accept that, like, this is how people show up or don't show up. And it's challenging.
And think about showing up, right? You put a message out. Hey, everybody come. We got a bunch of different things. We always do this. Everybody come. And then when it comes down to it, all those people come. Then what do you do with all those people when they have something? There's no possible way for us to support each and every person. So somebody out there might be feeling that same way about us because they had this event and they came to our event, but we can't do everything. The whole point is nobody can do anything. You got your tribe. Who shows up, shows up.
I support what I would support normally, and I tell you the truth, I only create things that I would pay to go to. I only create things that I will put the money to go to, because that way when people come, when they produce stuff, I'm going to want to go to it and put my money out, like to do that. And if I can't make it, I'll send them a message. But I think that in this world of mass marketing, everything, we want everybody to come when really there's a specific target, and there are riches and niches. It's not like it's a thing. When you try to get everybody, I'm a
Riches and
nerdy
niches, I like that.
I'm a nerdy pop culture type guy, right? If you come and see my comedy, you're not getting Kevin Hart. You almost getting more Zach Galifianakis or Jack Black than you're getting like Eddie Murphy or Kevin Hart, like for real. So if I try to market to the Kevin Hart fans, they're not gonna get me. But if I market to the 200, you know what I mean, Jack Black fans, listen here, Jack Black got a group. What's the group called? Tenacious D. They've been on world tour for about 12, 15 years. Weird Al Yankovic has been on tour for 35 years. And no, he don't got 20,000 people coming to every show, but he is a multi-millionaire. From doing his shows are sold out because he knows his people. And I would like a lot of us to start to do that. Let's
So
start to
basically
do
stay
that.
in your lane.
Focus on what
So basically stay in your
Rock your
lane.
lane.
You're focused on what's for you, focus on who's there versus who's not there.
Okay, thank you so much. On that note, we do have to end the show because we are only got 2 hours, but this is a beginning of many. We're gonna do tours with this. We
are?
get sponsors.
Yeah.
We've been talking about
Thank you.
that. We're gonna get sponsors so we can come to your city. So if you're interested and you got sponsorship, let us know because we want to come to you. So now
That
we're
means, let me break down sponsorship. Sponsorship means you have dollars which you want to spend. Meaning you want to sponsor me, you want to put your money up, and in return you might get a shout out or a commercial or something like that. And just in case some people may not know how it works, you might want to advertise. If you do, spend your money, give us the money, and then we'll do it. You bring us, you put some money up. So put the money up.
And if you give enough, I'll go topless.
all right. He'll go top. So right now we're gonna let everybody.
He by himself on that.
We're gonna let everybody talk about what they got going on because we only got about 3 minutes to do it. So we'll start with that money.
Okay, first of all, shout out to him. And he helped out so much today.
Yes, he did.
Black Everyone is my one. It's my fourth, the lifestyle. Focus on that. The movie will be coming out soon. We're gonna be casting for that. So that's what we're gonna be preparing for. And part two, Alexander little speak part 2. That's done. For everybody that's been hitting me up and asking me to get part 2 ready, it's done. And pretty much like that's about it. Just focusing on the book. The Lifestyle is on Amazon where Sexuality Began. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Monica Yvette Monica. You can get all the information from that too as well. I'm gonna run a contest too.
Right.
For the show that's coming up at the show, I'm gonna run a contest and it's gonna be about my book. It's about my book.
Buy the book.
Yeah.
Everybody buy the book.
It's so good.
Thank you. Okay, Keith.
Hey, this is Keith from Up the Block. I'm a child of God. I'm a joy farmer. Tonight, I'm in Atlantic City at Beret Cajun Grill. My name is my address. There's a new musical that was written by Dice Raw, Chuck Turner, called The Forgotten Fathers of Freedom, that I'm in. So please look out for that. It's like Hamilton, but blacker. The only other thing that I just want to say is that just sitting in the presence of these queens right now, I am totally blushing, totally gushing, totally like, I just feel honored to be here amongst like 4 phenomenal, women. So that's about it. You guys, this thing needs to be a tour. We need to be different places.
All right. Hey, folks, Kitty Graham here. I'm a life empowerment coach and a therapist and the CEO of Trauma Free University, where we help change agents go from surviving to thriving in all areas of life. Use my rapid revelations method, which helps you tap into subconscious content so that you can really achieve power healing. And so if you want to learn more about our art therapy services, coaching programs, you can check us out at www.traumafreeuniversity.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at traumafreeyou, so that's TRAUMAFREE. The letter U_9. 9 is the highest level of change. So if you're ready to change in your life, come hit us up.
Right.
Yes.
All right, Shelly, what's up?
Well, Save Single Summit is this weekend, August 7th. I'm getting a Christian Single Service Award. What that means is I just been single and I'm a Christian. That's the award. And I don't know, but if you put Save Single and you want to
Single Christian.
So that's this weekend, August 7th, and it's in New York. You can go to SaveSingleSummit.com. I'm honored to be there. I can speak my truth. And I'm not one of those people that can talk the Bible, tell you about the scripture, but I know some stuff. And when I say, when I say this, listen, God told me this is what he's gonna do. It's me. We got a relationship. Me and God perfect. So I'm gonna tell you the real. I mess up. I ain't perfect, but that's why I get the award.
That's why you're perfect, because you're not perfect.
Amen. Okay. What's going on, Cindy?
All right, so with me, another Melanated Morning Show tomorrow with DJ Kid Disco and I. Today, we're so blessed to have Freckles with us. He's so hilarious. I hope he comes back again. And I want to say thank you to everyone that listened in today, everybody that will listen in, and all our in-person guests. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you for Fridays for having us in and allowing us to have a wonderful food and some of that good drinks and just being a nice environment to be in. My podcast has been off for the last couple of weeks, but next week I will be back with the PPC podcast. I'm very excited to get back to that. And next week, again, we'll be back on Zoom for now until we can get this live more often. And what else? Melanated After Dark. Melanated After Dark. I don't know. We got to get my plane ticket so I get home in time to do it. But Monday night.
Oh, wow.
We keeping you.
Yeah. Melanated After Dark.
Yeah.
Second Monday is the night.
The first was last Monday.
Yeah. My sister and my cousin's birthday that day too. And my auntie's birthday that day too. So that's Melanated After Dark. So hopefully I get home in time. So Yogi's gonna be on there, Monica Rose gonna be on there, Monica Gladney gonna be on there, DJ Sensei is gonna be on there, Shelly, myself, we all gonna be talking about sex and food. So you gotta know.
Wait, sex and food? Why am I not on that show? Why am I not on the sex and food show?
Okay, well, Monica. Evangeline might be coming on with us too, so we all talk.
Wait, y'all got me coming on here talking about mental health and everything, and y'all doing the sex and food show?
If you wanna come on, 8 to 10 next Monday night, Eastern is that show, so come on, it's gonna be very yummy. And I really don't know what else to say besides that, except for thank you, but I know DJ Kajisco is gonna wanna say something, so what do you wanna say?
You always handle my stuff, girl.
Okay, I handled it. So remember DJ Simpson on Thursday nights. Sundays, we got Freckles and his mama, Money on the Scene. And any other shows, just go to the website, look us up, listen in. It's 24 hours, music or talk. www.thewrongfolksradio, that's wrong with the E.com.
Oh, tell them about the t-shirt if they.
Oh, yes,
Bring
and
up-
if you'd like a t-shirt, I'll put it in the chat. PPC selfheal@gmail.com is where you can order it. $30 for just a regular t-shirt. Give us your size and color. If you want to customize, it's $40. So I'll put that in here, PPC selfheal@gmail.com. Thank you all. Love you all.
Don't forget to follow TGI Fridays on Instagram, TGI Fridays and TGI Fridays and make sure you follow them. Thank you so much to TGI Fridays for always allowing us to, what we do, media, bringing media to the whole TGI Fridays.
All right. Thank you all. Love you. Bye. We done. We done.
No, we're still on.
Are you still on?
We're shutting it down now.
Oh, that's all right.
We're shutting this down.
Okay, we gotta.
Well, let's stop the meeting. I mean, stop the.
All right, everybody.
Live.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, you're trying to make it work.
Everybody, let's- No, so they got some things to do.
Wait a minute.
She got what we
Huh?
That's Jenny from her jail.
No, that's the virtual DJ. Nah, let's go back to Zoom and shut the Zoom. 'Cause we're still live on Facebook. So you gotta make that bigger.
Don't tell nobody. I still can't go live.
Wait a minute, I think do that again? Oh, so stop. All right, so let's shut it off, man.
On the northeast side.
Yeah. Shut it We're no longer live. We're clear.
Still on. Maybe it's just catching up.
It's just, yes.
It's a delay. It's always like a 40-second delay.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. That was great.